Okay, cool, recording. While we're waiting for people to hop on, go ahead and just start anything that you have happening in your organization. Go ahead and start to fill in the names while we're waiting for people to hop on. Start with you. And any people that you have on your right and your left, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's okay. I got you. I got you. So while we're waiting for people to hop on, in the interest of just, keeping respectful of everybody's time, for those of y'all that don't know me, I am Jolie. I started coaching August of 2016, and I cannot believe how much this team has grown. I cannot believe the amazing tribe of women that I got to spend so much amazing time with at the Diamond Retreat. Hope y'all saw us at the retreat at the Isle of Palms, because that's what we want this crew to work towards, is a mid-year retreat that's in the throes of being planned right now. And we learned so much from this past retreat that we want to be able to turn around and pour that into our new leaders. And I want to say that in August of 2016, I drove me like no other to get to our retreat. And so when I signed up, there was a retreat offered in front of me at Isle of Palms with my coach, Erin Hopkins. Of course, my family has decided to run the Vitamix right now while I'm talking. If you hear in the background. And it drove me like no other. And I'm also going to tell you what also it did. I went into serious self-doubt and sabotaging patterns. Anybody ever do this to yourself? Is this relatable? Right before, like, the last sort of weeks before the retreat, because I am not a girl's girl. I had past weird experiences with with girls trips, and I just started making assumptions. And then I'm also, who else has like a fear of success? That stuff started creeping in with me too. And y'all, I don't know if any of y'all are following my story, but I just left my Dave Ramsey support group that I'm doing at our church with my husband. And the biggest thing that struck me tonight is that you can change, like with our case, you can change whatever the finances are with like bringing in more income, but you got to change the behavior and the mindset. And so I've been working since August of 2016 with changing the mindset of the self-sabotaging patterns. And the reason why I'm starting with all this right now is that, yes, there is these bubbles that you need to fill out to be able to get where you want to be, which in this case, we're all working towards to being a diamond coach. And I'll explain a little bit more what the importance is of that, not just because of a retreat, but for other reasons, business-wise. But what will get you there is this. It's 100% this, okay? So looking at this, somebody count to me how many bubbles you see here. Somebody just yell out. How many people is that?
12.
12.
12, yeah.
12. Yeah. A lot of y'all have less than 12, right? Because you've got a spouse signed up. You maybe got a daughter or something. Yeah. Okay. Now, how much? Start putting in the chat or just shouting out. Name one thing that has changed in your life since you started doing Beachbody programs for yourself. Just one thing.
Confidence for me.
Confidence. I so see it in Donna. I mean, like, so see it in her social media.
Weird.
I had trouble picking a picture for her because off her social media when I was making a Teen Cup team, because she looks amazing in every picture I look at. She's showing up. Her face is bright. She's showing up in pictures with her children. I mean, she's got arms. She's showing her midriff with her abs in the middle of winter in New York.
I know, freezing ass winter.
It's amazing. All right, I'm going to read. Energy, belief, mindset, morning routine, confidence, self-love, mindset for those you can't see? Or anything else? Showing up for myself. Okay. Now, the very first place that maybe some of y'all are starting, do you know 12 people that need that in their lives?
Yeah, I do, but I mean, I do.
You,
But they're stubborn.
do you know 12 people that need it in their lives?
Of course.
Yes. Okay. And so maybe that's like the first affirmation that you say to yourself to help clearing this energy here. I know 12 women that need belief. I know 12 women that need to show up in pictures with their children. I know 12 women that are craving confidence. I know 12 women, whatever it is that you are finding that have happened to you, because people are gravitating to you because they see something in you that they want. There's a light, there's a brightness, there's abs, there's muscles in your shoulders, there's whatever it is, they see something in you. Okay? Now, is it hard to find those 12 people?
No, it's not hard. But I think I am awkward with the messaging and stuff. Like, I don't know, I say too much.
I think it's hard.
Is it hard? Is it hard? Well, it's hard because you don't know, they don't want to commit.
So I'm going to just pause here for a second. I say it's hard because anything that requires, that's like right now what I'm doing is super hard, like trying to get myself out of debt. Okay. It's uncomfortable. It's something I've never done before. It's things I never looked at before with how I'm spending my money. It's like really looking hard at why I spend my money this way. It's making me, so it's like anything that's new, that's what you really want to see the outcome is uncomfortable, hard, and messy in the beginning. Okay. And so you're asking women to, change the way they look at food. You're asking women to work out every single day. You're asking people to look in on an app that they're not familiar with. You're asking all these things, okay, to do that. So I'm gonna, like, for a second, kind of call y'all out a little bit when you get the no's and you get frustrated, okay? How dare you get upset with them for getting frustrated? I know that probably was like, oh, that was kind of rude. Yeah. But seriously, how dare you? You're asking them to change and to shift. And if somebody like forced me to like look at the way I'm spending my money and trying to get out of debt and like force me to look at the fact that I was not living in an abundant mindset 4 years ago, before somebody showed me hope, trust, and possibility that this could be, I would have been like, no. Okay. So this is a trust building relationship that you're building with your community. This is building social proof on your social media. And this takes a lot of invites to plant seeds. And the seeds are planted and the person is ready when they are ready. It's not because you're muscling them into it, okay? Now, how do you help with shifting people's mindsets to work towards nutrition and or work towards working out or work towards whatever their personal goals are, okay? And so yes, that comes in the conversations with people and listening to what their goals are and helping aligning with what you have to offer with their goals. But I promise you guys, it comes with the space up here, okay, with talking to these people. The belief that what you have to offer is like unique and that you can truly help somebody's personal goals. That being said, if you have 12 names that you need to fill in here, I want people to start telling me how many people you think you need to talk to or seeds you need to plant in order to fill in these 12 names. Just Throw it in the chat or unmute yourself.
I'm thinking 50.
What was the number?
50? I don't know.
50. Okay. Anybody else?
Or more.
150, hundreds. Tell me, how long, let's see. Missy, you've been doing this for a little bit longer. The magic number in the beginning for the amount of people that you need to make on a list is 100 people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm not doing enough.
Invite 100 people, okay? And when you first start coaching, those 100 people are people that are low-hanging fruit, people that you have some sort of connection with. So no two invites are going to be exactly alike, and no two invites are going to be delivered in the same manner. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to just sit there and DM, copy, paste, send, 100 invites in 10 minutes, okay? This is going to be cultivated over time. But the quicker you get through the 100 invites, the quicker you can start having the real conversations with people. Finding out, so let's say this is an example of, so first of all, you're coming down, you're sitting at your phone, you're sitting at your desk, and you're ready to go. You're like, okay, I got my list of 100 people, and I got my first person on the list. What could be something that you could do to prime or change your state when you go in to talk to those people? Give me something that you could do for your mindset.
Think about how it's changed your life.
Yes. What about, I always, before I invite, I go into my challenge group and like look at all the beautiful women showing up there. And like, to me, it's like, I want more people in here getting from the secret sauce, you know? Mm-hmm. If you're in the Dream Big Challenge group, today I featured a client that just finished her 21 days and almost quit on herself because she didn't feel like the scale said the right thing. But y'all, it's undeniable, her before and after. Mm-hmm. And like, she's getting real change, you know? And this is somebody that Kelly, if you just know the history with us, I said it a little bit in the thing, I've been talking to her for 4 years with that. You know, some people, there's a book that I read, they're called early adopters, and you are gonna, out of the 100, chances are you're going to find those early adopters that are gonna be like, holy crap, that's all I have to do to be able to look like you and have the confidence like you. Sign me up. You're going to get that when you talk to that many people. You're also going to get that when you talk to that many people of like, they're scared, you know? And that's when you start to ask, you know, when you've invited them to the challenge group or you know, invited them to do 21 Day Fix You with you or whatever it is that you're inviting them to, that's when you're like, tell me a little bit more what are your fitness goals for the year? Did you set goals in January? How is that going? You know, start having a conversation with these people. These are people 100 people that you will have some sort of tie to, that you can start talking to them about how you can help them. What was I going to say? Anybody that's on the call, that's Rachel or Kate or Reeves, want to add anything to what I'm saying?
No.
No.
Jolie, I want to add, I made the mistake of the copy paste frenzy when I first started, and it backfired really hard on me in a way that was very tender to me at the time, and it took me down for a while because, you know, I was just blanket throwing things out. And so I wasn't connecting to people, and these were the first people and they were people that I knew that I should have been making a real connection to first. Mm-hmm. And instead I was just trying to get through that 100, and it didn't feel good to me and it didn't feel good to them. And it it took me down for a little bit, and it didn't need to, because what I really wanted was that connection, and I was skipping that part because I was just trying to get through the numbers. And so I think that what you said there is so powerful, because what we're doing is connecting to people. That's what we're doing, and it's where we all want to be, and it's where our hearts are, and it's what's changing our lives. And so do it fast, but don't do it without your heart.
No. So it's really good and valuable that and thank you for sharing that. You know, that's a hard thing to admit. And like, listen, you're just going to learn and grow even more from that. And I can even tell you that I'm like, I'll send stuff to people and I'll stop like getting the invite frenzy. And I'm like, I'm sending like a spammy MLMer. And that was never my intention when I came into this business. Never. I mean, I know most of you women on these squares, and I've heard, if I don't know you personally, I've heard of you from your personally sponsored coach about your own transformations. And I really feel like so much integrity is wrapped in this team with our leaders, with growing really amazing challenge groups that are very challenger focused on helping get results, like really staying true to those roots. Okay. And so that's not to say that other people don't, but I really just feel like we're really good at that as a team. And so that is like, I see you all as like the next generation of that. And so I want to really make sure, because I'm moving further away from my neighbor doing this with me, and Reeves and I have known each other for eons, and she is one of the leaders on the team. And I want to make sure, as people come into this with building a business, that they're coming with a servant's heart when they're coming down to invite people. And they're coming with a belief that they know that they have the tools to help people, and they're following through with making sure that their people are getting results. So if you go into that, when you go sit down with your list of 100, you will blow your mind with how quickly you will build a diamond. And it is a lot of mindset around the fact that, sorry guys, this is a business of no's, okay? And this is a business where it is tougher what we're doing. But y'all, anything in your life that like was hard, like think of a workout program. Anything, y'all can relate to that. Anything that's hard and you accomplish, you're like, I fucking did it. You know what I mean? Like if it were easy, you wouldn't, excuse my language, I'm sorry, I'm an F-bomb mama, sorry. I think y'all all know that about me. But if it were easy, then it would just, when you're at the retreat, it wouldn't feel as rewarding, right? Mm-hmm. It would not feel as rewarding. And I can guarantee you that sitting at that retreat with other women that had earned that spot, it was another level of conversation, a different level of confidence, and a different level of knowing of what we are doing on this planet to help people, because we have walked through so many conversations to get us there. And that, I think those conversations, I know, walking through so many different touch points with people has built us into the women that we are now and will continue to grow into. You know, you're not looking at something that was overnight or from like copy paste sends, although we've all done that and learned from that. It's from people having real conversations with people, you know, and that's what we want to continue as a legacy with this team. And that's what we want to celebrate mid-year at a retreat, you know?
Great. I have to change my mindset again now.
There was something, Jolie, that when we were y'all at this leadership retreat, we had some guys from corporate there, which was really cool because there was just all this great learning. So we had this big conversation about all of the different things you need to do to reach your goals. And it was very much driven like by numbers and points and financials. But then at the very end of it, he said, but if you are not truly invested in this for the goal of helping others, then you won't be successful at it. And that stuck with me, and I wrote it down, and I've just been kind of like, that's been driving my conversations since then. And I feel like there's just a different feel in it for me when I think about it that way, when it's not like, oh, I have to hit the number by this time, but like, what's the real goal? What's the, like that really stuck for me. So I think if you lead with that intention, people can feel that.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So to me, it's up to you. You're going to learn the buttons to push and the levers to pull to build this. Okay. I mean, out the gate, when I signed up as a coach, I literally sat in a hot car and called 20 friends. And it was like, oh my God, you're not, I mean, I just authentically called 20 friends. Okay. And 3 out of 20 friends, 3 people said, I'm going to do it. And I think 2 ended up pulling the trigger. But then they just kept on adding to my list. And I literally just sat on a piece of notebook paper and just wrote a list, kept on writing lists and just kept on going through them. And then I would keep the list in my car, and I would drive by a place where I would remind me of somebody. And as soon as I could stop it, they would go on the list. You know, it literally was like, how quickly can I go and help save these people? Like, I really felt like I was sitting on this ginormous secret that I wanted to be like, oh my God, I just figured out how to make this not so hard anymore, you know? And so it was that intensity that I went in the early days with inviting, and then it's that intensity that I try to bring to when I go to invite now, you know? So 12 names, it's really, if you're doing you plus 2, or it's these 2, it's 10 names. Questions or comments? I mean, this is not like a mastermind of like, you will get there if you do the. Yeah, you could get there. You could cook your books and like get all these people to do this for you. And there may be like people like your Uncle Charlie and stuff, which I definitely pull those favors when I need them. Don't get me wrong. But when you're building stability and you're wanting to like really start to feel people getting results with this, I wish I could print out what this looks like for me 4 years in.
Can I ask 2 questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you said you cold called basically friends, how do you do it in a way that's not like, I know you need this in your life? You know, like you don't want to come across and be like, I can tell you need this in a way, because I wouldn't want to be insulting or insinuating or anything. So what's your thought on that?
That's a really good question, Brooke. And I'm glad you brought that up. So for me, it came from this thing of like one of my conversations, my best friend, Beth Cosi. And I'm not going to lie, I buy Rodan and Fields from her, and I've been buying Rodan and Fields from her from like every single whatever from like 5 years. And I said, you're not going to believe this. Remember, we used to like poo-poo Beachbody and this stupid shake thing. Well, Mama's been doing it for 21 days, and I dropped 2 pant sizes, and I feel freaking amazing. You've got to freaking try this. I am of the opinion that every single woman, no matter their shape, their size, or anything, needs this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I never feel like I'm offending anybody, because I am not saying you need to go on a diet, you need to lose weight, or anything like this. It is like, I feel amazing. Like, I have now broken up this really bad relationship that I had with food. I ate carbs and lost 2 pant sizes. Holy shit, girl, I could drink wine and eat cheese and I lost 2 pant sizes. It's that sort of like freedom feeling that I think is universal with people,
Yeah.
that people can understand what that feels like. And that's honestly.
I guess these are with like people you're in contact with, not like, I don't know, your cousin that lives out of town. You know, like someone that you feel like,
Oh, no, I
know
call
that they
people
would like this, but I don't want to just bring it up out of the blue. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I call people that lived out of town because I had that kind of relationship with them to invite them. And if I had sent them a DM or an email, that would have been off-putting, you know?
Mhm.
Only you know the relationship to that person. But when I called like out of town friends, I came from the point of like I said, I figured out a way to make this work, and this will be an amazing way for us to stay accountable and connected to each other, even though you live in Michigan.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think as long as you're sharing like what it's done for you, and then it's not insinuating like that they need to, like Jolie said, be on a diet or do anything. Like, I mean, for me, I didn't need to lose weight. I just wanted a way to work out at home, and I needed a little help with nutrition to get myself back on track. So if I can share that, and by having a discussion with people, like sharing what it's done for me, and then if they're like, well, I need this, then you can start to make it work for them, because it really does work for so many, like whether you need to gain weight, lose weight, or you just want to maintain and gain muscle, or just need a way to sweat because you can't get to a gym, or you need help with nutrition. I feel like once you just open the door about it by telling what it's done for you, then it can work into being more of a discussion about how it would help them. I don't know if that helps.
Right.
But it is hard to call. I mean, it's hard to bring it up sometimes.
So I hear, how do you get over the feeling like you need the transformation before you can sell it? And like, I would scour like Beachbody Champions page about this, but this is what speaks to me on a soul level, as somebody that's was in the healthcare industry since 15, working in gyms and stuff. And I would personal train with clients, and they would be afraid to go to the gym because they needed to have lost the weight before they got there.
Right.
And you're living in a world where people, like, I feel like it is like the biggest explosion time in social media, where people are craving authenticity, realness, and not fitness Barbie people. And just like somebody that says that they feel like they need to have a transformation to be a coach, I could turn around and say, I feel like people don't relate to me because I've had a transformation, you know? It is all about inviting people along the way to do this with you. And I hate the sell word, y'all, but vulnerability and relatability and acceptance sells in today's world. People also don't trust wicked before and afters anymore. They don't. They trust the realness of a transformation. And like this woman that's in our challenge group, she still has a ways to go with her weight loss journey, but damn, she's looking good along the way. And it's just like gives more proof and affirmation and body acceptance for the other women that are in the group to keep pushing forward for their goals when they have weight to lose. So I actually crave those sort of transformations where people are just started, because it helps bring that relatability factor back with my clients. Does that help with Katie asked that question with that?
I'm going to piggyback on that and also say by doing that and following that, it also just helps you with your social media in general, because you're sharing your struggles and you're sharing your journey, and translating that to the invite. It's like, I want you to do this with me to help me.
Yeah.
You know, asking for help from other people, because I mean, I was going to piggyback too on just, you know, how it's changed for you, what Reeves was talking about, but also just that community of women. Like, I've never had that ever in my life, what we have. And I actually didn't even realize that I needed it and how much it meant to me until I had that. And so I think that's another big piece, that it's all connected, right? Like, everything we're talking about is connected, but like, just being real with people and showing up and showing your struggles and starting from, you know, the beginning, and, you know, not being, you know, the fitness Barbie and whatever. I mean, I get that all the time. People are like, well, you've never been overweight, you know?
I when I put my transformation post up, I had serious backlash from people, because they were like, I wanted what you looked like before. I actually had a friend call me and sort of chastise me for saying that I needed to lose weight. And
right. And the transformation can be inside.
Yeah.
Not on the outside. And you never know what people need, and you never know what's going to work for them. And I mean, I truly believe that you need to transform on the inside before the outside. And anytime I'm struggling and I'm like up 5 pounds or not doing this or not doing that, it's because I'm not doing the vital behaviors.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I was
you know, of what I need to be doing for myself. Yeah. And so now I weigh 5 more pounds, and I'm not getting up in the morning, and I'm bitching through my workout, and I don't want to invite. And so it's, when you work on yourself, you're helping other people like start their journey.
So I want to close this call to really make sure that y'all wrap your head around the vital behaviors of Beachbody. And the number one vital behavior is, I'll answer that question in just a minute, Jennifer. The number one vital behavior is to be proof the products work. So make sure you're following your nutrition as best you can. Make sure that you're drinking your Shakeology daily. Make sure you're following a program as it's kind of prescribed. The second one is to connect, invite, and follow up. Okay? The third is to get people results. And the fourth is to do personal development. And I promise you guys, if you skip any of those four, I see it like a circle, you will not succeed in this business. And I'm going to tell you the place that people like to skip. What do y'all think the place that people like to skip first? PD. The 12 holes, 12 on your roadmap. What's going to get you to a retreat? What's going to help you grow? What helped me grow from $6,000 in my first year to over 6 figures? Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. Last year is this. And I almost took me out of the game in November, whatever date it was, right before Thanksgiving, because of self-sabotage, okay? And if I did let self-sabotage win, none of this would be happening right now on the team. That retreat wouldn't have happened, none of it, okay? So I have, if you are not ensconced in a PD right now, I have one to recommend while you're in a season of a push, okay? And I don't say that to scare y'all, push or whatever, but what was described tonight in my debt class was talking about the cheetah and the gazelle. I'm totally going to tangent for a second. Cheetah is like the fastest thing on the planet. It can go from like to 40 miles per hour in like 4 leaps, and it hunts the gazelle. And the gazelle is way slower than a cheetah. It's a beautiful, graceful thing. And studies show when a cheetah goes after a gazelle, 90% of the time it doesn't get it. And the reason why, the gazelle is has a bigger why. It wants to live, right? And I'm not trying to be dramatic with this. And the cheetahs just wants to eat, and go eat somewhere else. And so when you have a really big why with this business, like a gazelle-like intensity, like you make a decision and you're going to do this, then you go through pulling the levers, so to speak, working through your 100 list with intention, with the fact knowing that you're going to be able to help people with this and you're going to get results. That is what's going to get you to where you want to be, whether it's the proof is, being at a retreat somewhere, and you're going to get there and you're going to feel amazingly accomplished. Like your mind will be blown what you were capable of doing, what you were capable to do for your family, what you were capable, how much you grew. Like just having 100 intentional conversations to get you there, you will not even recognize yourself. The woman that you'll become after 100 conversations. You won't. And that's what's going to get you. If the income is your goal, the retreat is your goal, that's what's going to get you there. Like that sort of that gazelle mentality. Flying for it. So the PD that I recommend if you're not ensconced, and this is not me telling y'all to do this, but it's called Get Over Your Damn Selves. I was leading New Coach University, and then somebody said, do you recommend a book? And I said, Get Over Your Damn Self. And I was like, that's the name of the book. I'm not telling you to do that. It's written by a multi-level marketing woman. She was in Red in the Fields, right, Reeves?
I think she was.
Yeah. It literally was like.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So she is, yeah. She's like one of the top salespeople.
It switched my business mindset on with this. It helped me get over fears with talking with people. It made me understand. It just made me understand so much more about this business. And if you're new to multi-level marketing, which I 100% was when I started, it literally was like, oh, this is what I could totally do this. I need to lean into a bunch of people to help me believe in this, and that's what we do as a team. But that's the one I highly recommend.
She has it on Audible now too, so you can listen if you're like me.
Yeah, for sure.
I need it in the car or something.
I like the Badass book too, Rachel. This is just pure opinion, but I listened to that at a season of push, the Get Over Your Damn Self, and it helped me, because I know somebody messaged me on the side before this call, helped me understand the valuable business model of a multi-level marketing and how it truly is a great business model. The other thing that you need to be doing if you are being intentional with your business and you have big goals is to go into the file section and print the BAT out, the business activity tracker. It literally lists the 4 vital behaviors and actions to do to help move your business forward every day. Okay. And on the team page, Rachel has pinned to the page, just like a challenge group where we hold each other accountable to doing it every day. I commit to 5 days a week with it because I take breaks on the weekends with stuff. But the social is what helps give proof to people when you're inviting. So a common thing people ask is, how can I show them what the workouts look like? I'm like, you should say, follow my stories. You should be having this will say workout clip. Check, Healthy. How can I explain what the food's like? Well, say follow my stories. You can see a plate of abundant food. You know, don't let your social media be a crutch of people are going to be coming to you. This is just to back up the invites. And when you invite somebody, they go to your page and check you out, which is your storefront, or go watch your story. And that backs up the conversations that you've been having. Yeah.
I have a question.
Of course. Yeah.
When I talk to somebody and they say, okay, I'm interested, do you recommend that I should call them? It's like a totally random person, not somebody that I know. Do you recommend that I call them and then walk them through, like signing up? If they, they say, okay, I want to do it. But then, okay, so I say, okay, so you need to buy a challenge pack and all of that. And then I don't hear from them. So do you, before I say that,
when somebody says they're interested or they want to do it, I ask them what their goals are. And then I share with them either through voice clips or DM messages or hopping on a phone call of how it just depends on how your relationship was with that person, of how this can help with their goals. And my goal at the end of the voice clipping or the DMs or the phone call is to find out what their Shakeology flavor is and their email address is, and then I send them a share cart. So they don't know they're purchasing a challenge pack. They don't know, that's lingo they don't know, they just know that you're getting a comprehensive package that's going to work towards their personal goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to work on that.
9 times out of 10, if I get somebody on the phone, I know that they're going to do it with me.
Yeah. I mean, it's random people, so I don't even, you know what I mean? Like I was just kind of emailing, messaging random people, not my warm market, because I'm afraid to do that.
Yeah. So random people are way harder than talking to your warm market, because random people don't need to be having an invite out the rip. Random people, you need to be connecting with them,
Mm-hmm.
making social connections with them,
Yeah.
and then starting to see what this is a fit for them, and then inviting them to do this to help them.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will hide behind trying to find people on Instagram, and that is literally like looking for a needle in a haystack. I'm going to let y'all know that I built my business for 3 years through Warm Market, and 4 years into the business, I still consider what I do warm market, because I have either gotten to know somebody really well in a coach sneak peek, or I've gotten to know somebody really well through following them on social media and them following me and us having conversations together.
Mm-hmm.
My goal always is to get back to that original phone call that I would have with my friends that first day I signed up as a coach, to have almost that level of connection.
Yeah. I'm awkward with my friends. I don't even I don't know. I don't want to go there yet.
And that's just a choice. And I think that book would be really good for you. Get over your damn self.
Mm-hmm.
And I also, what somebody once told me was like, if you don't invite them, one day I will.
Yeah. I mean, I know they need it, and they would, love it, but it's just that I'm like, all of y'all want to empower all of you women that you are the experts in your transformation, and that you have an amazing toolkit to help people, and an amazing community that's going to support you and your people. And you go in with that confidence that you're not trying to, I don't know how people go and sell people candles, because that feels very salesy to me. This is like, I'm trying to get to help change people's lives, like that.
I never once feel a day in my life that I'm pushing this on anybody, because when you sit around at a retreat with a group of women crying through goals and stuff and meditating together and then plunging in the ocean together, totally worth every single awkward conversation that I learned to get myself there. Totally worth it.
Would you start, let's say one day you would just say something and just try to get to know them, and then just lay off, and then do the next day you just,
Donna, I'm going to challenge you to stop talking to people you don't know and talk to people you do know. Make a list of 100 people you know. Friends, friends of friends.
Okay.
That's my challenge. Yeah.
All right.
And listen to Get Over Your Damn Self, or read it. And I know
I actually say read it, because there's so many good, helpful hints in there that are awesome to look back at now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. And I
highlight it.
I also will say that you just never, I'm a perfect example. There was a woman at the retreat that I didn't once ask to join me because her husband's a doctor in our town. I just assumed everything was cool in her world. It wasn't. She needed this. And she showed up as a diamond coach at the retreat. And I was like, "Gah!" For 4 years. And I told the story why you didn't need this. I was too nervous to invite you because I didn't want to, she's seen all my dirty laundry on social media, and I didn't want to have to go there with her,
Yeah.
And it happened how it was supposed to, how she got to the retreat. I promise you, the conversations with the people that you know will build your business in the beginning. And if you're awkward, you say, "I'm so awkward about this. All I know is I feel amazing."
Yeah, I have to sleep on it.
That's your choice. But yeah, I'm giving you as your coach. I'm giving you the best route to be able to get to where you want to go. And what you're doing is you're just spinning wheels with what you're doing.
Right.
You're not ready to have deep, meaningful conversations with strangers yet when you haven't had it with the people that you know that need this.
Yeah.
And that's just me kind of calling you out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, guys, we have gone way over than I intended. We good?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. I just want y'all to know that I believe in what we're doing. I believe in this mission of helping other women and find their mojo and learning that self-care is not selfish. I truly believe if we start to walk through these fears and help other women, that we're just going to change, feel like a global shift. Really do. I feel like we're on the ground, really working towards a movement here, a real movement. And I think the sooner you get behind it, the more you're going to be swept up in that amazing energy,
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that's going to hold you back is self-sabotaging fear and doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. This should be a happy talk. I want it to be on a positive note. Okay. You're in the forefront of something huge. And it's am I going to go? Oh, and Jennifer asked a question. I'm sorry. Let me do it because it is an important question. Is it possible to do this at a slower pace? I'm very interested in working towards Diamond. I want to do the work part-time. Is a goal Diamond? I'm real estate with part-time mindset. I think it is, and that's a personal opinion. To be a Diamond coach, you need to be hitting Success Club because it's just the law of things. If you're going to add, you're going to lose. Not everybody sticks with this, because you're asking them to change their nutrition, their mindset, and their exercise patterns. And it's just the nature of this business. It's a numbers thing. I will tell you that my why was so big that I was a gazelle when I started. And I had a ton to lose if I didn't do this. And that was me not seeing my children every morning and me teaching my children lack. And so I literally was like, line in the sand, and went. And yes, there are people that do this part-time as diamond coaches, but they work in very efficient pockets of time so that they can hit Success Club. And so I would consider myself part-time for 18 months of this business. But I was super tight with my time so that I could keep the Success Club numbers up. Yeah, you got to. And plus, I mean, that's how you grow an income, is by adding people. Just bottom line. And it just all depends on what your goals are. You know? Does that help? Yeah. Okay. Y'all ready? Any more questions? No?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. I hope y'all found this helpful, and we'll just be in touch.